Hello and welcome to our newsx podcast show, which is Get Candid with Chitwan. Here with me is Mr. Raj Singhal, co-founder and CEO of Footprint Childcare. Hello Raj, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you, Chitwan?
I'm great, Raj. So my very first question to you: the Parent Connect app is a standout feature at Footprint. How does this app help parents feel more connected to their child day-to-day experience?
So essentially, Parent Connect app came into picture after talking to parents. So one of the biggest pain when parents look at a early childcare center is that how do I trust what you're saying? So we said we'll install CCTV cameras in the premise and we'll give you live access to it. So through Parent Connect app, parents can actually watch the live CCTV feed. Once the CCTV feed was done, parents started saying that why don't you give us important updates about children, how much they have eaten, what activities they have done, how much they have slept, etc. So we started providing live instant updates to parents at that time. And then we started adding things like you know paying the fee or what is the food menu or how's your child developing, all the curriculum related reports on the app, all the photos, etc. So the Parent Connect app is essentially an app through which parent interfaces with Footprints, and they can raise a ticket, they can see their child, they can get updates. So it helps them immensely, I think.
This is so meaningful. So, my next question to you: safety is a key priority at Footprint, right? Can you tell
Yeah.
us more about the measure you have implemented to ensure a secure and nutrient environment for the children?
Sure. Yeah, as you said, security is the paramount concern in that age. So the first thing we've done is we have made the physical infra child secure. So the floorings are cushioned flooring, the corners are covered, all the edges that are there have been covered. If you look at the door, there is a door wrapping, so fingers can't get in the door, which is the typical injury that happens. So on the infrastructure side, that's what we have done. We've also ensured that there is only women staff that are allowed inside the premise. So the chances of any abuse are significantly down. And all the staff that can get into the center, they have to be biometrically verified. So they can only get in after putting their fingerprint. So not anybody can just walk into the center. Similarly, all the staff is background check for their background. And then there is a medical checkup also to ensure that there is no communicable disease that staff is carrying. And then there are regular trainings to sensitize the staff and how to deal with children, how to communicate with children. So those are the things that we do on security. The one of the latest things that we've started doing on security is we've started using AI. So what we now do, we analyze the CCTV feed through an AI algorithm, and we are able to detect instances when there is no supervision, adult supervision of a child. So that ensures that we get an alarm the moment there is no adult in the room, because that's when the injuries typically happen. So we're able to detect that. We're also able to now find out how many times the cleaning has happened in the room for how long. So we've been able to do that with 98% accuracy. That allows us to ensure hygiene at our centers also.
So nice. So, my next question to you: the HighScope curriculum is central to your educational psychology. What makes this curriculum so effective in fostering active learning and a love for education?
Yeah, so I mean, in early years, you will hear a lot of curriculums which are there, and there are a lot of players who use their in-house curriculum. We wanted to go with something which which is which is a proven curriculum, because in early years, I mean, till about 6 years of age, 90% of brain development happens. So we wanted to go with something which is proven. So HighScope is the only curriculum in the world which is doing constant research, and they have lot of data which says that children who go through this curriculum end up uh, doing significantly better. So they have data which says that their divorce rate is lesser, their employment rates are better, their criminal records are better. So, and this is a US based curriculum. They've been doing this for last 70 years. Their research has been peer reviewed by some of the scientists at some of the top universities. So we went with that curriculum. Of course, we've Indianized that curriculum, but that's the curriculum that we use because that's the most scientific curriculum that exists in the early years.
So nice. So, my next question to you. Nutrition plays a vital role in child development. How does Footprint ensure that children receiving balanced, healthy meals during their time at the center?
Right. So all the entire food menu is designed and governed by the central team. So the menu has been designed by a nutritionist, and we ensure that all our centers are following those guidelines. Because fundamentally, we believe that whatever habits you form, eating habits you form in the early years go a long way. If you start consuming a broccoli or a beetroot in your early years, then you'll develop a taste for it, and most likely you'll consume that as you become older. So the idea is to start feeding those kind of vegetables, those kind of healthy nutrition to our children. So you will see in our menu things like a beetroot paratha or a broccoli
Mhm.
pasta, those kind of things. So we don't use any maida, no breads, no biscuit, of course, no soda, etc. at our centers. It's a completely healthy menu, which is of course essential and forms the habit. So goes a long way in ensuring health.
So every children love the food you guys provided them. They like the food.
Yeah, so, yeah. Basically, so what happens is children. I mean, if a mother wants to feed a beetroot paratha at her home, most likely child won't eat. But the moment they're seeing another child eating it,
Yeah.
then the chances of them eating that food becomes much higher. So in that group, the acceptance of that healthy food becomes much more. And once their buds are developed,
Mhm.
uh, and if parents also sort of give the similar sort of food at home, the chances are that child will end up eating healthy for entire life. Because normally the belief is, as a child you can feed them biscuits and chips, etc. As parents, we don't realize if we feed them that's the taste bud then they have. So they're gonna be spoiled for life, and which is what we're seeing. We're seeing a lot of obesity in teens these days. So I think, yeah, food does play an important role.
Very true. So true that you're talking about children and their eating habits, of course. My next question to you. Footprints has received numerous awards for excellence in early education. How do these accolades reflect your complimented to quality, and what do you mean for the future of the brand?
Right. So, I'll be brutally honest. We as a company don't honestly believe in a lot of awards because our, I mean, unfortunately, what has happened in India is that most of the awards are for sale. So we're very clear that if somebody is giving us award because of our good work that we are doing, because of our contribution, we're happy to take that award. But if we have to spend a penny to get that award, we're not doing that. We're very clear about that. So that's why we have some awards, but we don't have like tons of award. And if you get a genuine award, then it's a time for us to reflect back and actually sort of compliment us ourselves that we've done probably a very decent job. So
Okay.
that's what awards mean. But of course, I think we've just started. I think there's a long way to go still.
Of course, why not? So, as Footprint continues to grow and innovate, what your vision for the future of early childhood education in India, and how do you see Footprint leading the way?
So yeah, I think in last 10, 11 years that I've been in this industry, I think to some degree things have evolved. I think we were the first one to introduce CCTV feed in the ecosystem. There was a lot of resistance, but I think more and more players are doing that, and that transparency is required given the child's age. So I think that way the trend is getting set. I think there's a lot more focus on the curriculum. Going forward, I see the penetration of childcare would increase significantly in India. I mean, in India, in only about 5-6% children go to preschool in that age. If you look at Western countries, the penetration is as high as 85-90%. So I think as we move forward, next 10 years, I see this 5-6% increasing to maybe 15-20%, because this is a very critical age. And as families are becoming more and more nuclear, I think the need for childcare would also increase. So that's how I see the industry going forward. And I think the overall standards uh, will be elevated, because I think there are a lot of international players getting in, and players like Footprints and few other players are increasing the standards of the childcare industry. So I think others will have to follow to survive. So I think that's what is happening.
So nice. So with AI and advanced tech becoming increasingly common, how do you envision the future of early childhood education, and what role do you see Footprint playing in the landscape?
Yeah, so I think I don't, I am not a big favor of using technology, especially the screen for young children. I think a lot of research has said that that is not the most beneficial thing. In fact, that can harm children. So we don't use any, screen-based technology for children. But we do use technology in the background to create lesson plans for children, or as I said, for ensuring more safety and security, auditing that CCTV feed, or ensuring our lessons plans are getting delivered or not. We can monitor the audio of the CCTV feed and see how much the compliance was. So I think, unfortunately, in childcare industry worldwide, technology is not being used that much right now. So I think I and two of my founders come from technology background, so I think we have that unique combination of understanding technology and childcare. So I think we want to continue introducing more and more technology, but all that technology is either parent facing or to actually improve the quality of the center in terms of security, hygiene, or curriculum delivery. So that's what I think will happen going forward, and people who will adopt will continue to flourish. People who won't adopt will probably have real difficult time surviving. And I think we're probably one of the companies who are using technology quite a bit and will continue to use that.
That's so good. So my last question to you: what are your plans for the next stage of growth for Footprint Childcare, and how do you plan to continue innovating in the education space?
So, we're growing at a pretty rapid pace. We grew about 60% last year, and I think for next 5, 6 years, I can see we growing at a similar pace, about 50, 60% every year, and becoming a sort of a pan-India company with 800 centers in, let's say, next 4 years. We are right now at 150 centers. We're essentially making childcare available to every child in a metro, in a tier A, and maybe a few tier B cities. That's what we're looking to really do. And I think as we spread in these cities, I think there are a lot more players coming in, a lot more local players will have to increase their standards. So I think it'll eventually be beneficial for the entire ecosystem. Teachers will get paid more, parents will have a better quality childcare available in their neighborhood. And I think a lot more people who want to get into this industry, especially mothers, they will be able to get a lot more satisfaction out of pursuing their passion. So I think it's a win-win if you're able to execute our plan.
Of course. Thank you, Raj. It's been truly inspiring to hear how Footprints is shaping the future of early childhood education through innovation. It's reassuring to know that the leader like you prioritizing both education and care at such foundational stage. Thank you for Get Candid with Chatwan.